Hello, good afternoon. This is Dr. Cool Fix. Today I'm gonna be teaching you guys what are some secrets which I think is worth sharing with you guys who are into AC or who are enthusiasts who want to fix things yourself, who want to do things yourself. Now the question there, which is on my channel right there on the topic of this video, is between a variable displacement compressor and a fixed displacement, which one is more durable? Now I'm going to ask you a question, and the Biafrans are known to use questions to answer questions, and I'm going to use that question to answer your question, and that question is going to be between automatic transmission system and manual transmission system, which one is more durable and which one is much more stronger? If you know the answer, then you have known exactly the answer between the variable displacement compressor and fixed displacement compressor. Now today, a lot of people have phobia for installing a fixed displacement compressor to their car. Many people believe it pulls a lot of amp from the engine, so it kills the engine faster. And sometimes the manufacturer can actually be, saying those without a pinch of salt to it. But today I'm going to be clearing the air. I'm going to use this very opportunity to also teach you what you need to know about variable displacement compressor. This is not going to be animation series. This is going to be practical. This is exactly how it happens inside the system that I'm going to be teaching you guys. Now, the first question which I asked you about between a variable displacement compressor and a fixed displacement, which one is much more durable? You can see all around this whole place here. What you have here is fixed displacement and a variable displacement, but if you can be able to look at it, you can actually determine that it's just only one fixed displacement compressor that is out here. Then the rest of other bunch of them that you can see here, about 5 of them, are all variable displacement. So with that said, you should equip in your mind that the manufacturers who are manufacturing these things in the hope of getting you fuel efficiency, it is not all true. It is a very big trash. I'm going to prove it to you today. So I don't have all the kind of equipment that they have, but with my own simple analogy, I can be able to get you to having the right concept of thought, so that if your car have a problem and it is using a fixed displacement, you can just go ahead and replace it with a fixed displacement, and problem solved. I'm gonna bring out more compressors and join here so that they can be in this gathering with us, so that they can know what we are talking about, and you guys should be well aware that I'm not making a mistake when I say that the fixed displacement compressor is more like manual transmission system. It's rugged. It rarely fails. Most times where it fails is when the technicians actually don't know what they're doing, or what they make a miscalculation about the right quantity of the refrigerant that's supposed to be inside the system. Then with that said, let me show you the boogeyman that they created inside the system that always fails and get people. Here is this boogeyman here, Baba Yaga. He is very, very in charge. And look at this one right here. I just washed it clean using gasoline. So you can see a whole lot of foot trace of compressor here, and all of them, be my guest, they are all variable displacement. The question there which a lot of you guys are going to be asking is, why does the variable compressor fails much more faster than a fixed displacement compressor? The answer to that question is very obvious. For obvious reasons, And if you don't understand it, I'm going to be making it known to you today. Now let's go to it. We have just about 5 variable displacement compressor here that have failed prematurely. And we have just one fixed displacement compressor that didn't fail prematurely, fails based on the kind of reaction, catastrophic reaction that goes on inside the system, and that is this one here. And this compressor here is compressor for Toyota Corolla 2005, 2006, 2004 model fixed displacement. And the activity that happens here is what we call black death. Maybe this one should be white death or brown death. And this actually happens, and when it happens, it seems like it fuse them together, it hit the metals. If you look at them very well, I've scraped some of them off. But pretty much, do you know the most exciting thing here? I can choose to rebuild this same compressor, this very fixed displacement compressor that is for a fit for Corolla 2004-5 model. And it's gonna work without having a problem. Now, to all these other renegades that you're seeing right here, I actually know the same problem that is plaguing each and every one of them, and the same problem is what is holding them from working. Else, there is no any black death in the system. There is no any piston broken. You can see their pistons. It's not broken. The bearing are not worn out. Now the great question is, why does the variable displacement compressor fail faster? Now let me hit you right there. Why it fails faster is because it's engineered to fail faster. I'm gonna repeat it again. It's engineered, it is machined to fail faster. Some manufacturers can be very good and dirty at creating some kind of a system that's just going to give you a just little tip, so you can move an inch and you come right back, calling back. Now, when I say that these systems are built not to last longer, but just a while, a mile, if I have to, a mile, I'm going to show it to you. And I'm going to show it to you, prove it to you again that the reason why they made it so is for their own profit purposes. Now, I'm going to be grabbing the first example here. This is a Denso compressor, a fit for Mercedes. ML350 precisely. If this very compressor is engineered to last longer, I'm going to come right there again and show you the difference so that you know and agree with me whenever I'm telling you whatever I'm telling you, because I don't know how to lie to people when they are looking for truth. You know, when you ask for truth, I tell it to you regardless of how hot food is going to feel. So if you can digest it, fine. If you can digest it, don't ask for it. So here, this is the solenoid, electronic solenoid valve that controls how the refrigerant flows into the system. Now, if you don't understand how it controls it, I'm going to illustrate it the simplest way possible that anyone have ever done that. Now, maybe you have been watching some other videos that animation, but today you are in for practical. You are in for a practicality. So here, if suppose they build this so that you can be able to maintain it, all right, service it, this variable replacement, this solenoid valve here should have a metal where you can be able to use to pull it out. But here, there is no any metal. So what does that tell you? If it doesn't have any metal to pull it out, it means you're going to end up destroying this solenoid valve if you attempt to pull it out, because you literally have no place where you can get a grip of to use either a pin plier or a snap ring plier to pull it off. So which means they want that each time that this solenoid valve fails, you should replace the entire compressor assembly. That is 100% correct. Else, they should be able to engineer these parts here to be able to be replaced without even, without even thinking twice, without even having to sweat. But here, they didn't. They just engineered it so you can keep it inside there, and if you attempt to bring it out, you will damage it. Or you ruin the electrical connector that is very fragile, that is right here that you're looking at. Now, if we go over again to the question where we're going to be addressing why does most variable compressor fails, it is because of the electronic variable displacement. The electronic that actually perform the variability, when it fails, then the compressor fails. It is not that you have any internal structural failure. No, that's the first one actually, which I'm going to say. Then the second one, which I'm going to be saying why most variable displacement compressor fails, is because of these stupid pistons here. These pistons here, they don't maintain balance. They often lose, no matter how sweet this bearing here, and this other bearing that you're seeing right here, this round one here, this ring bearing, no matter how good and legit it is, it's still go out of the way when it started having to work time after time. And when it does that, you can see this stretch mark like right here. That is what this whole thing is causing right here. And when it does start scratching this wall like this, up and down, because this thing has to be going up and down motion, up and down motion, up and, like as if you're doing a press up. When it goes this up and down motion, some part of it, like you can see it right here, you can see. So here it's not touching, but here is really crushing on this. And that is what introduced the black oil and contamination inside the system. And when that contamination comes, did you know where it hit first? Where it hit first is this electronic solenoid valve. How does it affect this electronic solenoid valve? It just gets right into this tip here, and it will get in between the shaft. There is a shaft inside here, and the little pinto there. So when it gets in there, that's actually supposed to make the close and open, it will stock close. And when it stock close, every compression that's supposed to be made to allow refrigerant to suck in refrigerant from here and dispense refrigerant from there will be closed. And therefore what happens? It hits this valve body. And when it hits this valve plate, it's done. So you're going to watch it on the gauge. The gauge is just going to show a little like this and it will stop. When you put on the AC on, the gauge will just deflect a little bit and it will stop. That is exactly what happens inside the system. So now you know exactly what happens inside the system, why most variable compressor fails because of this stupid electronic solenoid valve. For most compressors who respect the peace of their customers, the peace of mind of their customers, they do engineer this electronic solenoid valve with a filter. Here, I've come across some good techs, and when they do that, equipped with those filter, there is no any amount of debris that's going to cross that filter to clog this. And if the dirt won't clog this, then you won't be running back into the market to go and shop for another variable displacement compressor again. But with this one that is here, that Denso designed like this, I call it buy today, come tomorrow. That is exactly what it is. Okay, now that you know this, I'm gonna go more, which is something I'm gonna be reserving for the next video. So you should be tuning up to the next video. Right now, I'm gonna be stopping this video here so I don't waste too much of your time, so you can digest the little one which I have taught. Then I'm gonna go over to the next chapter. So if you want to know about the difference in the fuel economy between the variable displacement compressor and the fixed displacement compressor, then the next video is what I'm going to be showing the difference between variable displacement compressor and fixed displacement compressor prior to fuel economy. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel as a way to support us on sharing this information with you. Bye for now.